Genetic engineering, this is when you alter the genome, am I saying that right? Of a living cell, and this ends up in a GMO, a genetically modified organism. You'll see that on some packagings, GMO, or you'll see GMO free because that's supposedly what makes it healthier. I don't know. So this is used to breed more productive crops, which allows us to have more food, allows us to make drugs or hormones like insulin, and infect cells to cure diseases. So examples of this would be recombinant DNA technology to manufacture human insulin using the E. coli bacteria. In the textbook, it does go over the process of recombinant DNA technology. I'm not going to go over it. It's yeah, it's not worth it. It's quite a lot. I'm going to just draw a little block around this. I usually change colors for different topics, depending how I feel. So I'm going to talk about the advantages of genetically modified plants. So now we're looking at plants specifically. So there's reasons why some plants are genetically modified. Like you can look at pictures. I don't know how many of them are real, but like bananas. Bananas used to have massive seeds where it's like it was almost inedible. And then it basically genetically modified it, like bred better and better species of bananas in order to get the banana that we eat today. That's like has basically no seeds. It's like a process of basically breeding and selecting the best ones, and then so on and so forth. So the advantages of genetically modified plants is that it can be modified to be pest resistant. That's always good. Herbicide tolerance. So herbicide tolerance lets you use that plant to get rid of weeds. So it's like if you spray herbicide to get rid of weeds, then the plants will be fine. Disease resistant. There was this disease. For what plant is it? I can't remember. But it's like it kills like large amounts of crop at a time. So genetically modified would make that plant stronger so that it would be resistant to the disease, can improve quality, like my banana example, and it can be nutritionally enhanced. I like the example of how much rice people eat in China, and then they add vitamins to it. So they're getting vitamins in, but they like don't even know it, just because it's such a staple food. And then the disadvantages is that it's expensive. So most of the time, only rich countries, first world countries, yeah, that's not where we are. But yeah, get it. I mean, we get a lot of GMO stuff as well, but it's mostly for expensive places. There's no long-term safety testing. But when has that ever stopped us before? No, I'm kidding. Um, there's just nobody's really tested the consequences of long-term consumption of GMO stuff. And some people can be allergic to what they use. Like in soybeans, they use pecan nuts, I think. It's obviously if you're allergic to nuts, then you can't have the soybean. And I mean, some people might not even know and then eat the soybean and have a anaphylactic shock. And then there's ethical concerns, as with is everything. Basically, just because we can genetically modify plants, should we? Because plants are made the way they are for a reason, right? So, I mean, if it enhances, yeah, I don't know. That's an ethical viewpoint someone else can take. Speaking of ethical viewpoints, moving on to stem cell technology. Yeah, this is controversial. if you thought genetically modified plants was bad. So stem cell technology is when you use undifferentiated cells, which have the ability to grow into anything. When I said anything, I was being a little exaggerating. I just mean any tissue in the body, not anything like a rainbow or something, like any tissue in the body, like I guess body tissue. I don't know. Harvested from an embryo that is left over from IVF treatment, bone marrow, or blood of umbilical cord. IVF treatment is that treatment where you artificially inseminate somebody. So if there's leftover embryos from that. Bone marrow is obviously you can extract it from your bone, and then blood of an umbilical cord. We know what an umbilical cord is. We just wrote paper one. The notes about this is that the embryonic cells, I'm guessing, is most versatile. So they can be any tissue in the body because it's from an embryo. So that's like a not a fetus, but it's like so that literally can become anything because it isn't anything yet, you know? So this is controversial because it causes human embryos to be killed in the process of getting the embryonic cells. So feel how you want about that. So then the adult one is less controversial because that's bone marrow. And that's been used a lot already to treat cancers in the blood. You know, cancer makes you kill your own cells. So it makes sense that it would be helpful to treat cancer. Yeah, I didn't know if they'll ask you anything about this. It's quite controversial, so I don't know. So either embryonic, bone marrow, or blood from an umbilical cord. You can actually, when you have a baby, freeze the blood and stuff of the umbilical cord and keep it. And that's apparently very expensive. But might be able to sell it someday. Some person who wants to recreate a heart or something. Moving on to cloning. Yeah, I told my clones out there. Yeah, you know who I'm talking to. Those identical twins out there. You are natural clones. Your clones physically, not physically, like genetically. Your DNA is exactly the same. You're not like the same person, but genetically you are. This is when you creating natural artificial processes to make a genetically identical copy of an organism. Advantages: therapeutic cloning can replace the damaged tissue, genetic diseases can be prevented, and superior animals can be bred to improve food supply and quality. The process is quite simple, actually. So, sheep A is superior. It's a great sheep. Sheep B is inferior, but it's like a really strong one. So then an egg cell is taken from sheep B and the nucleus is removed. And then a body cell from sheep A, our superior sheep, is collected. And then the nucleus from our superior sheep is removed and inserted into the empty egg cell of the inferior sheep. So the nucleus from the one is in the egg of the other. And then this egg cell is stimulated with a shock. And then it starts dividing by mitosis. And then the egg cell now has DNA from sheep A, which will grow into an embryo. So sometimes they involve a sheep C, where then this egg will then be placed into sheep C, who can then carry this sheep. So why would you do this? Good thing you asked. It's to, if you want to now create perfect sheep, you have the superior sheep and now you want to create more of it. It's because you need good quality food, you need more food, Um, yeah, by breeding more and more of these clones, you get more superior sheep. And eventually you can just breed out the things that you don't like about sheep. And like a lot of dog breeds are like that as well. They just breed out things that they don't like or breed in the things that they do. Like that's what makes some dogs like really aggressive and stuff. Now I'm going to show you the funnest fact of all, which I already gave away. And the fun fact is that twins are clones of each other, but only if they are identical. So identical twins. So you get identical and non-identical. I don't know the difference because identical twins, some identical twins don't even look alike. So I don't know the difference, but identical twins are genetically clones of each other. How cool is that, man? So send this video to someone who's a twin.